Welcome back to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This has been a retirement destination over the years, but it's not just here in Florida where people are retiring. All across the country, people are heading into their golden years, and many of them with the same questions and concerns about whether or not they're saving enough money, what exactly they should be doing as they get closer to retirement. We went to a financial planner to get the answers of what you should be doing right now. Retirement planning can bring a lot of questions. How much do you need to save? Have you saved enough? How long will that money last? Where are you going to retire? Mountains, beach, maybe by the family? Have you planned enough? To answer those questions, South Florida financial advisor Marianella Collado says, know your goals.
Make sure that you have a roadmap, right? Let's make sure that, so it's not a nerve-wracking feeling. Make sure that you really have all your ducks in a row.
She says baby boomers have to think about more.
Companies really set up their employees with pensions that took care of them for life, and that doesn't exist. There are very few companies that still offer these types of programs, so the onus has really been on us to really save for our own retirements.
Are you seeing a lot of baby boomers prepared, or is there this group of people a little bit later on that might be thinking, I'm in trouble?
As financial advisors, the news that we give folks is not always good news. So sometimes it's a reality check to say, hey, you're not going to be able to stay living in the big house, or you're not, the plans to buy the beach house, that's really not going to work out. So it's kind of managing their expectation on what things they can or can't do.
How do you help that person that hasn't been preparing for that day?
Realistically, if we're 5 years away, what do they need to do within the next 5 years to be able to retire, or what retirement is going to look like?
There has to be some tough conversations sometimes.
When they work with us and we start on this journey together, we end up in a good place because we're managing both their expectations and we're sort of at the same time giving them a reality check.
It's like financial advisory and like couples therapy, a little bit on site.
It is, it is. No, actually, it feels like that. Absolutely, you're right.
Saving for retirement can be very different if you're single. Annie Taylor taking a look at why you need to take a different approach to retirement planning if you're not married.
When you are operating independently, there's just more risk because you don't have, the financial support of a second spouse.
When you have a spouse, you have someone helping out with expenses, as well as a built-in caregiver to lean on. Financial expert Jonathan DeWong says when you're single or even childless, planning for your golden years can be trickier.
But it's even more important when you're single to make sure that what you want to have happen to the things you own and what personal decisions you want for your medical well-being and financial well-being, that those things are well defined, and when you're single it may not be as clear.
If it's just you bringing home the bacon, Jonathan says having an emergency fund is imperative. But you also might want to consider having disability insurance too.
If you're still working, disability insurance may be very important as well, because if you become disabled, there's nobody to support you. And if you are not someone of means, you want to have that income available to you in the event that you're disabled for a longer period of time.
According to the Department of Health and Human Services, someone turning the age of 65 has nearly a 70% chance of needing long-term care in their remaining years. That's why Jonathan says, keep your friends close. You'll want to give someone durable power of attorney for healthcare.
No matter what age you are, but particularly as you get older, in the event that something happens, you cannot make a decision for yourself. You want to have those documents in place.
No matter your status, we all have to plan. So we might as well start today and do it accordingly.
If you don't have a plan, there is one for you. It just may not align with what you want.
I'm Annie Taylor for The Race.
Paying for your health care in retirement, from prescription drug coverage to Medicare, we're digging into it all when The Race continues from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.